give us a little bit of information about lemurs in general? Yes, of course. So lemurs are primates native of Madagascar, and they're also found in the Comoro Islands. There are actually more species of lemur than most people actually realise. It's believed that there are almost 99 species of them that survive, including subspecies, and there are actually many more that people have believed to be already extinct millions of years ago. The most famous species of lemur in today's society is probably the ring-tailed lemur, and that was made famous by the movie Madagascar. So that's generally when the picture that people have pop into their head when they think of the species lemur. They have pseudo-opposing thumbs, which means that they can actually pick up things with their thumbs, much like monkeys or humans like we do. And they also have really long toes, so they can pick up those things with their toes as well. They also use it for holding on when they're swinging through trees or climbing up vines. They don't have claws, instead they have nails in most species, and they also have a tail that's longer than their body. They don't see in colour, but they also don't have good vision overall, so they use a lot of their other senses to find their way around. Lemurs live in family groups led by a female, and even though in some species they will spend most of their time living in the tops of trees, others are very happy foraging on the ground. When they're searching for foods, they'll eat mostly fruits, but also leaves, tree barks, and saps. So what kind of threats are they facing at the moment? Well, whilst there aren't a lot of natural threats out there in the wild at the moment, other than the fossa, which is actually, unfortunately, threatened itself, the lemur is still under threat due to humans. This may be due to locals killing them off for meat, or even trapping and killing certain species as they believe they're a bad omen. Furthermore, habitat destruction and fragmentation caused by illegal slash and burn farming, logging of rosebush and ebony trees, and mining are diminishing population size by the day. This is why it was so special that Hope and Evie, our two baby ring-tailed lemurs, have been born at Godawanda Zoo. They're part of a captive breeding program that we've started, and they will hopefully grow with us in our facility, and hopefully when they're old enough they'll have offspring of their own. If numbers continue to decline in the wild, we here can continue to not only preserve the species but educate the public about their existence and the threats we present to them. There are many conservation groups out there dedicated to helping lemurs. Big ones are the Lemur Conservation Network and tustock.org, and they range all the way from organising volunteers in Madagascar to collecting donations. But if you want to get involved yourself, there are lots of other things you can do. You can donate monetary funds, or you can volunteer in Madagascar. You can support research groups. You can actually visit and support your local zoos to help lemur conservation. You can travel to Madagascar and support the tourist economy. By supporting the tourist economy, this helps the locals, and this means they don't actually go out and have to hunt the lemurs for food. So it all comes back in a roundabout fashion. And lastly, spread the word. A lot of people realise that these things aren't happening. So if you've learned something here today, or if you learned something in your own research, tell your friends and family. A lot of people don't realise that these things are happening, and therefore when people aren't informed, they can't make a difference. So when you have a voice and you use it, then that means that you can make a change. So I hope you've learned something here today. And thank you for listening to me.